I may have just finished off the best Bond game I've played yet. And it might also be the worst. This is 007 Nightfire. Don't go away. I'm going to skip the intro and everything and go right to the #1 most important thing that Nightfire does. In my previous review for the most recent 007 game, Agent Under Fire, my #1 criticism of that game was that the control scheme, even though it was ported to GameCube or on a more modern console, it kept the Nintendo 64 controller scheme. So for 007 Nightfire, is that fixed? It's a big question. Bond Nightfire. Hold up. Look strafe. Turn, look, move strafe. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, did they actually fix the controls? I gotta try this. Oh my god, they did it! They fixed the fucking controls. This is gonna be so good. And right off the start of Nightfire, I'm already talking to myself like this is better than Agent Under Fire. Having a more modern control scheme just truly makes playing a GameCube game experience like this so much smoother. It is truly the best thing about this game. And you know, for the first third of this game, I'm really thinking in my head, like, wow, this is like a really solid GameCube game, like a 9 out of 10. Like, this is really good. But the longer I went, the more frustrations I found with this game. This is, I'm literally like 30 minutes into this game, and this is already better than Agent Under Fire.
4 hours later.
You just told me to kill it, you piece of GameCube games go into two categories. Either the very rare hidden gem video game that truly stands the test of time and puts forth mechanics or story or gameplay loops that is truly generational and remembered to this day. And the other side of GameCube games, the majority of them fall into this category of, yeah, the gameplay may be simple, the story may be simple, but it has to have a fun gameplay loop. So that's why when I say like half the levels in Nightfire here just truly aren't that fun, it truly really derails the pacing here. What I mean by this is that the true core gameplay loop that is super fun for Nightfire, because of the controls being so smooth, is normal boots on the ground run and gun gameplay. And this is what every 007 has had up to this point, barring a couple little car missions in the previous one, which were still really fun. The car missions on GameCube games are just always fun. But my problem here with Nightfire is this. Here's the level breakdown, and why you really don't get a bunch of boots on the ground time. So the first mission is essentially you're on a minecart rail that is just a tutorial. You don't really shoot anything on the ground. You're just in this helicopter, and not much happens. Snow Castle's the second level. Probably the first or second best level in the game. Amazing. And then on the third level, you have Snow Escape. You're riding this, like, I don't know, skidoo contraption thing. You're just driving away. Followed up by the fourth mission, which is the car driving one. And this is definitely the best non-boots on the ground car mechanic level. The reason being is because you're actually driving the car. The car, by the way, that they super duper hardcore sell you in every scene of the game, even on the back of the cover box. Engage in 5-speed high level chases with the Aston Martin V12 Vanquish.
The Vanquish, also featured in this year's Bond film Die Another Day, sports a 6-litre V12 engine with a Formula 1 style transmission. It can go from 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds and reach speeds in excess of 190 miles per hour.
From 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds and reach speeds in excess of 190 miles per hour.
Side note, by the way, there's a lot of missions here that aren't boots on the ground and you have you operating vehicles. Only one of them is with this car. So I don't know why there's so much like advertising for it when you do one thing with it. But after that car mission, you follow up in the best string of missions I see. A Tokyo night mission. Awesome. Followed up by a stealth mission, which the stealth in this game really good. A desert level. And then you're coming back to the same stealth-based mission area, but you're doing it with assault tactics. And then you get in the final 4 levels of this game, and this just drags. You have the worst mission in the entire game at level number 9, called the Deep Sea, whatever you want to call it. This mission sucks for one reason. There's no checkpoint in the entire mission. If you die 10 minutes in this mission, you start at the very beginning. Every time. I'm gonna have to do the whole entire level over again. I die in one hit? What? Bullshit. No! From the beginning? After this, you followed up with a jungle level. Wow, I loved the jungle level in GoldenEye. Well, here you're just driving this, like, Humvee. And even worse, after you finish this, you get in an airplane. And I was like, no way, I get to fly an airplane. No, the airplane is on a predetermined path. You're just shooting the gun. And it's not fun at all because it's no high stakes, it's no fast pace. This is the speed of the airplane. I have never seen an airplane go this fucking slow. Second to last mission is good. Equinox, boots in the ground, and you finish the last mission in space. Again, continuing this string of horrible final levels in 007 games. Albeit, this is definitely not as bad as previous ones, but still. I don't count this as boots in the ground with you firing a laser off and the last boss coming out, and I truly didn't even know I was fighting the last boss and he just dies, and like, it was just not a good final level. So if you count that up, out of the 12 levels in Nightfire, 6 of them have you in vehicles, and only 1 of those, in my opinion, is fun. So that's 5 out of 12 levels that are truly just completely forgettable, in my opinion. And that's why I say this is the best and worst Bond game, because up to this point of me playing the 007 games, this is the best boots on the ground gunplay I've played, and it's really thanks to the controls. It's just that you have the least amount of time for boots on the ground gameplay. So that's really the take.
Stay close.
What's this? I also feel like a little nitpick for me is that there's a lot of stuff in this game that just gives you bad directions, which honestly, even just saying that out loud sounds stupid, because if you played the game, your allies are constantly talking to you and pointing out things to give you directions. Also, under the objectives, there's a little hint thing, really useful. But I just feel like there's a lot of scenarios in which you're supposed to die, so then the next time you come through that area on your respawn, you're like, okay, now I know this, so I have to avoid that.
Main channel.
What do you mean main channel? You know where the fuck I am. Oh.
I believe this mission called for stealth, 007.
Bro, I just spawned.
Authorities must be engaged.
Okay, that guy sucked. Local authorities. Well, they're on my ass. What the fuck is that? That's a 0.2 second ability to turn. Weaponry is fun. Of course, the snipers, thanks to the modern controls, the snipers are the best they've ever been. Absolutely the best weapon in the game. Other than maybe the RPG. The RPG was incredibly fun. But to me, I don't see that outstanding weapon class that I've seen in previous games. In fact, I think this might be the worst weapon variety I've seen in 007 thus far. Just barely though, it's not that noticeable. But I will say this is the best version of having an alternate fire in the game. Click B on the gaming controller and you'll activate the alternate fire mode. This is as simple as just taking off your suppressor, changing your pistol to a 3 burst. This was in the previous game as well, but I think it's just way smoother and better implemented here. Get the fuck out of the way! Presentation. This category is always hard to talk about for GameCube because, well, you already know what I'm going to say. It's a standard GameCube game. They finally got the rights to Pierce Brosnan's face again, finally. They don't have to silhouette him out on the cover like they did in the last one. Music is the best it's been, actually, since GoldenEye, is what I would say. I like the HP bar, I like enemy voice lines, and particularly enemy voice lines because you're playing in a lot of different areas in this game. You know, you're in Tokyo, you're in Germany, and the enemies that you're fighting talk in their language, and it's actually a noticeable immersion thing.
Eine Flasche Schnaps? Ansehen wir doch gerade, oder? Zero.
Hello? As far as how this game visually and sounding looks, there's nothing much I could say, other than just showing you a video clip. It's a 2002 GameCube game. You judge. Overall impact, personal opinion on 007 Nightfire. Well, the bots in multiplayer, and multiplayer as a whole, best it's been. And I think that's easily down to, once again, the controls. Like I stated in the beginning of this review, the gunplay and boots on the ground style is the best it has ever been. So it's no surprise why I really enjoyed bots here. Now, after I finished Nightfire, I think I played bots for like an hour and a half. Like, I tried like 4 different game modes, I set up teams, I did free-for-all, I did 1v1v1s. And it's good enough that, honestly, if you have a bunch of friends over to play Nightfire multiplayer, even in 2026, it'll be fun. What the fuck happened here? Oh my gosh, you nuked him. Story, again, this is not based on any movie at 007 related. But the story is exactly as how you'd go. It's cookie cutter. And honestly, I don't really mind that because this is 2002 GameCube. There was a very surprising death where she actually died, Bond's girl. Although, saying that, again, just like the previous game where Bond had like 9 women, he gets around in this game.
Happy New Year indeed, Dominique.
Damn.
Is that dress standard company issue, Marchie?
Don't get any ideas, 007. It's armored in all the right places.
Didn't I just make out with a chick? Now I'm hitting on her?
And one hell of a massage.
Bond literally just makes out with every woman he finds.
Oh, James.
That's how it ends. So my closing statement on 007 Nightfire is this, is that if I had to rank the Bond games that I've played up to this point, I truly, in the moment, don't know where I'd put it. Because the question for me is, would I replay it? If I lined up all the Bond games that I've played, what would I play? What would I pick first? What would I pick second, third, fourth, and etc.? Well, to me, I would look at the Nightfire cover, I would immediately be like, yes, the best combat I've seen yet. Let's go, hooray. And then I'm reminded, yeah, 6 of the levels you're not shooting your gun on the ground, and 5 of those levels are completely dookie. Only one of them truly is a fun car experience. So that's really why I say this is the ultimate best and potentially the worst Bond game I've played thus far. But Nightfire 007 at the end of the day completes the goal of being a fun and simple GameCube game, getting a slightly higher score for me in my opinion than Agent Underfire. 007 Nightfire gets 7.5 out of 10. So that's it. Nightfire is down. I have a lot of more 007 games I found out. Not only do I have like, 3 more on GameCube because I found out Rogue Agent is a thing, there's a lot on PS3. Now how many will I actually get through en route to 007 First Light? Well, that's really up to me. For now, I'm your host, Beneath the Mask. I hope you enjoyed this review. Peace out. Oh god. That's a long delay. Goddamn! No! I know you're here to find out the Easter egg soundtrack that I put in at the end of every video, but did you know that I have a Buy Me a Coffee page? A page where you can donate to your favorite YouTube creator. Half of the money that's donated to that page is personally donated back to Child's Play Charity, a charity that's dedicated to supplying games and technology to children in hospitals around the world. So that's that. Did you guess the soundtrack?